Cloud computing is the buzzword of the day. It is a disruptive technology in many senses of the word. On the one hand, you've got those and a lot of extremely high power people who are saying this is crazy, it's bonkers, it's merely media hype, there's nothing new here under the sun. On the other hand, you've got an awful lot of people who are embracing cloud computing and finding that this is a way to really save money if done in the right way. We wanted to check that our experience from acting from suppliers, consumers and governments was being replicated across the market. So having spoken to clients who are users of cloud technology, providers of the technology, and the public sector as well, we've brought all of those views together in our research. For me, one of the great things about cloud computing is it's allowing us all to take a closer look at principles, contractual terms and so on, which we've all taken for granted for many years. And that's not a good enough reason just to follow previous practice. So cloud computing really has opened a Pandora's box, and we're looking again at warranties, at limits of liability, at the duration of agreements. And I think what you'll find when you look in depth at cloud computing and the way in which the terms are offered is that there's nothing really to stop its adoption, but it will very much depend on the attitude of the organisation concerned, whether it is free enough to embrace and take advantage of those benefits. One of the key legal issues to consider is technological lock-in, and this isn't a problem that is specific to cloud computing. But of course, use of a public cloud where resources are provided by a service provider and shared with other organisations can be more complicated from a contractual perspective, as the service provider has ultimate control. The key issue cited as a blocker to the adoption of cloud computing is security, and specifically data security. Data security, data protection issues and where is my data have been cited as the top concern for organisations considering a move to cloud computing. Most cloud providers will have some sort of clause within their contract dealing with data security and data protection, but most will exclude their liability for breaches affecting data. That doesn't sit well with EU data protection law. There's nothing hugely new with cloud computing, but taken to its logical conclusion, an awful lot of tried and tested principles need to be reappraised. I think it's important to realise that there is an awful lot of old wine in new bottles. Cloud computing in one form or another, whether it's called cloud, is here to stay. Adopting a cloud computing solution will require a fundamental change in the way one buys and consumes ICT. And certainly whilst issues such as security, payment and standard terms will differ in their application, the issues themselves are familiar. Lawyers will fall over themselves telling you why you shouldn't do this, but actually with the normal analysis, the normal review, the normal attitude to risk and so on, it's entirely and very easily possible to take advantage of the benefits that cloud computing can really offer. I hope you find our report on cloud computing insightful, interesting, and if you have any questions or any insights, please do get in touch.